Hi Socials community, my name's Lucy Hammond from Being VR and
I'm Carly from Cuda.
And we thought today, being International Women's Day 2019, was a good milestone to sit down and reflect on our personal stories and how far as female entrepreneurs we feel we have come in the last year since International Women's Day last year.
Yeah, so we've been talking for probably an hour about all sorts of different things, both personal and then business related, about this kind of thing. But for me, I think one of the most encouraging things from the past year has been the rise of a lot of female-only venture capital firms and loaning places like Sheo and everything with Julie Trell. I think that's actually really exciting progress because I think there is a place where women need to be able to get access to capital in a way that is understanding of their situation, of the juggle that they have, and that's the theme for this year's Women's Day is like better balance. And I think women are in a place to understand the juggle that women experience a little bit more. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we've been talking about how we interpret the theme for this year, better balance, and I think in two ways. It's having more gender balance and equality in the workplace, which is desperately needed and in which progress is far too slow and quite frustrating. And I think the other side of the balance conversation is around lifestyle and how we as entrepreneurs or working women, for lack of a better term, are finding that balance and are being supported financially and otherwise to pursue the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
What was your biggest challenge this year, do you think, in the balance side of things, Carly?
Finding a balance really. So this comes up quite a lot, but I think what I tend to do is push really hard in the business for a few weeks, and my home life falls apart a little bit. Things get a little bit less clean, a little bit more cluttered than they normally are, and then that has to rectify itself. So I have to pull back time spent in one and time goes into the other. So time is really that thing. You can only use it once and it has to go towards one thing or the other. And for me that's played out both on a daily and a weekly thing as well as this year. So I was part of a Murity program with Telstra Accelerator last year at the beginning of the year, and I pushed really hard. I was doing 18-hour days, 7 days a week, trying to build a team and raise capital and start something over here in Perth. And it only takes 5 or 6 months of that, and then I had to really look at what was sustainable and what I could cope with. Some things fell through, and so I had to pull right back and go, okay, now I'm focusing on looking after myself and the family for a little bit. It's only now that I'm stepping back in to try and go, okay, well, let's find a sustainable balance between those two. But it definitely happens on a long scale where you have to make decisions for your kids or for the business as well as on a daily and weekly basis. Yeah.
I think the common theme here is the huge highs and the huge lows of managing this kind of a journey, and I've experienced those as well. And I think the mummy guilt is a big one for me, having young kids at home. And I think despite having an incredibly hands-on, capable, amazing husband and living in a very equal domestic space, it still falls to me to pick up the slack with the kids. And I still internalise and get quite emotional about my absences. If I'm not with the kids because of work, I really struggle with that. But I'm wondering as well, in terms of a call to action on the back of our video here, and our individual pledges for International Women's Day, if there is anyone else out there who wants to shoot a little video and upload their own story and their own progress, because I think one of the highs for me is having other women that I can talk to and making sure I make time for networking and supporting each other and my friends like Carly.
Thanks, Susie. That's actually something we've just discussed a little bit, is just the fact that when you are juggling a business and kids and other responsibilities in the community as well, sometimes it's our friendships that become lacking, because that's part of looking after yourselves, and women don't often do that very well.
Yeah, but that's what gets us through, right?
But so actually let's support each other and just remind each other that we're out here and we are doing great things.
Glass half full. Happy International Women's Day,
yes,
everyone.
Happy International Women's Day.